So is the housing and rental market in your guys' countries as crazy there as it is here? Well, I went through and found some TikToks. I feel like TikTok is great because it's like actual creators making the videos. So we're just going to dive in and check this out.
Americans, I'm going to show you how ridiculous and out of control house prices are in the UK. Have a look at this.
Okay.
So these houses here, that's not one house. They're like two houses joined together, okay? Or they're all pretty much the same down the street.
Those.
Can you guess how much these houses are? Have a look.
I mean, this is a nice little neighborhood. This looks like a good spot that someone might like raise a family, possibly. I don't know. Could be a bad area, but just from the looks of it, I don't know. Maybe like $400,000. Not too sure what that would be in pounds, but yeah.
So you see this one for sale here? That's not that whole building. That's half. Can you see how it splits down there in the middle?
Yeah.
Guess how much that is for sale? That house is up for £650,000. It's 3 bedrooms.
No shit. $880,000 for that place. A 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,200 square feet, 1,300 basically. I mean, definitely livable, but that seems small for a 3-bed, 1-bath. I'm not too sure. It could be deceiving. It could be pretty spacious, but I think my house is 2,800 square feet and we have a 4-bedroom, so that's pretty big jump, but
and it is small, okay? That price is ridiculous.
Okay.
I want to know your opinion. Do you think that's expensive for what it is? Because in my opinion, that's outrageously expensive for
yeah,
what
that
you
seems
get.
nuts.
The house is so tiny and it's £650,000. Nearly $900,000. Crazy. For example, when we were cruising around the El Dorado Hills close to Sacramento, we were told how much those houses were up for sale for, and we were like, what? That's so cheap. Like $1.5 million for that house, like a mansion, like a really beautiful villa. That's so cheap compared to UK prices.
And she's talking about California, Sacramento, California, which isn't even really like a crazy expensive city for California. There's a lot more cities that are much more expensive than that. 1.5 million here. Yeah, you're going to get in Tennessee, you're going to get like, I don't know, 10 acres, a big house with a pool, probably a shop on it, 4 to 5 bedroom, possibly 3,000 plus square feet for 1.5. I mean, for 800, I mean, I could go into a house bigger than the one that I have already. That's pretty wild.
So count yourselves lucky, guys. Not all houses are the same in the UK. Like, I will show you some more houses,
it's gotta be like
some bigger houses, some lovely cottages. House prices aren't the same in the whole of the UK. They tend to be cheaper up north compared to south. Like, this is quite an expensive area, but still, it's very expensive, like outrageously expensive.
I was gonna say, is this in like a really nice area? Let's cruise the comments here. Even the houses are boring in UK. Okay, well, that's not really helpful. Yes, but if you put that in California, it's $1 million. You put it in Iowa, it's 115,000. Yep, kind of correct there. In the US, the two houses together is called a duplex. That's the word I was looking for. I was gonna say it, but I've never lived in one, and I rarely see duplexes. When you go closer into Nashville, there's some down there. My brother used to live in one, but I haven't seen one in a long time. Well, it's 10 miles from London. What do you expect? Oh, okay. So yeah, this is like really close to the city. So yeah, it's all location. Same comment right here. Location. London, one of the most expensive places on the world. I think they meant in the world there. Hey, it works. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, so this one says, Germany homes are so beautiful. Most of them reminds me of the early 2000s, especially the exterior. Okay, so things I've had to get used to as an American living in Germany house. Why does she type like a German when she's American? I don't know, it's weird. Okay, oh, heated towel rack. Best thing ever after taking a shower. That is actually really cool. Oh man, I would love that, especially in the wintertime. I mean, summertime, you would never use it, like the heat, but wintertime, yeah, when it's like 20 degrees outside, that would be really nice. Still something I just don't know if I'd be able to get on board with. I know you guys don't have heat like we do here, and you know, I love opening up the windows, but outside right now it's about 95 degrees with about 100% humidity. You walk outside and immediately just start sweating. So AC is very needed. But I would imagine in London, or this is Germany. We just watched London.
What?
Come on, Jake. All right. Yeah, in Germany, I would imagine you probably don't need AC too often. So front door automatically locking. Still trying to get used to this. Oh, that's really cool. It's one of those like smart doorknobs that just kind of come standard in your guys' houses. That's nice.
I love this, honestly. Oh, well, you did it a little quick there.
What did he say? Try and say it. Rolladin? Rolladin. It's probably pronounced differently, but exterior rolling shutters. Okay. I love this, honestly, people's typing. I love this, honestly, especially for the bedroom. Very convenient for blocking out light or even insulation. It blocks out the insulation? Totally kidding. Totally kidding. All right. That one's more of just what it's like living in Germany. I got a mix of different stuff here just on housing, but let's move to this one right here. Okay. Before we get started, what 63, I don't know what that currency is. That a year? Is that euro? 63k euros will get you in Puglia, Italy. A quick look of my new home as is before I change anything. So if I have any Italian viewers, or I guess basically anyone, we get bombarded with advertisements for buying homes in Italy or Spain or Portugal for $1. Like, it constantly comes up on social media. It's like, buy a home in Italy for $1. Obviously, there's stipulations to it, but let's see what she's got to say.
I just bought a home in Puglia, Italy, and I'm going to show you what 63,000 euros will get you.
Turn this up a little.
So when you first walk in, here's the front door.
Nice front door. Cool. Very narrow.
And then here's the stairwell up to the house.
The house is in an ancient building that has been renovated. You'll notice a lot of ancient details and charm mixed with modern elements. Ancient. When I think of ancient, I think of like the pyramids, but I'm sure it's pretty old.
These stairs are terrazzo with marble. Bathroom.
Okay. Well, it's like an oval roof.
This is the bedroom.
Nice. Nice high ceilings. Cool window. Looks good. It's a nice little cozy spot. I feel like it needs a little... she said before she's done anything, I was like, feels like it needs a little paint on the walls, maybe a couple of rugs, but for the most part, yeah, looks really good.
Laundry room slash kitchen. Balcony.
Right out to the alley. Okay. Not my favorite, but I'm a country boy, so I like big open spaces. I like to look out to like a beautiful view. Not really another building right next to me, but... Oh, going up another level? It's got to be like the roof patio, right? Yeah. That's actually pretty cool. What's the view look like? All right. Buildings. All right, 63k, that is euro, right? All right, 63k euro is equivalent to $73,000. All right, that's actually like really affordable. I mean, it looks like it's just like a little one bedroom studio style place. One bedroom, not a studio, but yeah, for 63k in Italy, that's kind of nuts. Aren't these like towns kind of empty though? I feel like they were. Let's move on to the next one.
Hi, I'm Zach98.
My name is Hans. Welcome to my office at Haushandel Hans. I hear you're interested in the German real estate market.
Yeah, so quite a few of my friends in the States have bought a house, so I thought I'd check out the German market.
Wunderbar.
Yeah, so I'm curious, how much does a square foot cost?
We only deal in meters squared here. And for Stuttgart, you are looking at about 7,000 euros.
7,000 per square meter?
Yes, that's correct.
How can anybody afford this?
For the most part, they can't. Home ownership in Germany is less than 50%. So you can expect a down payment of 15 to 20%.
Really? Homeownership is less than 50% in Germany. I don't even know what it is in the US. Yeah, I feel like it's got to be higher than that. All right, let's keep going.
Grunderwerbsteuer of 4%, notary and land registration of 1.5%, my Immobilienmaklerfee is 6%.
Sir, I don't think you understand. That means for a down payment, I need 150K to 250K.
I understand
Yo,
perfectly.
that's
And you
a
must
lot.
keep the house for the speculation period of 3 to 10 years. Otherwise, you will have to pay the speculation penalty, which depending on your income and tax bracket could be 30 to 40%. You're looking
No
a bit pale.
A what penalty? A speculation penalty. So if you buy a house in Germany, why does it say 3 to 10 years? So you can sell it in less than 3 and make a profit and you don't have to pay that tax. But if you sell it between 3 to 10 years, you have to pay a tax because you want to move? That's crazy. I feel like it should be the other way. Like if you buy something for the first couple of years, if you're trying to flip it, like they want people to stay in houses for longer. I feel like that would make more sense than 3 to 10 years. What if you get a new job? You guys sell your house and pay a 30 to 40% tax? That's insane. All right, what do the comments say on this? This one says, U.S. needs a speculation tax, which would keep the flippers and corps from driving up prices. I don't really know if that is true. Okay. 7,000 euros, actually very cheap for Stuttgart. Probably an older building somewhere, not in the center. Okay. Germany is such a beautiful country, but man, it's the most arbitrarily complex and dissuasive bureaucracy on earth today. All right. 7,000 square foot a meter is about $715 per square foot today, if anyone was wondering. Okay, thank you. That helps me a ton. That's a lot. What is the average square foot price in the U.S. home sale? Don't make fun of my searches. $154 in 2023. $715. That's insane. I mean, Germany looks amazing, but that's expensive. Holy cow. What's this one say? You will own nothing and be happy. Heard that before. Where'd that came from? It's like some guy. I can't remember.
Hello there.
This one says, and people complain in the US about mortgage opportunities. Dude, people and their texting. I mean, I'm bad too, but holy cow. Same deposits we have in Sydney. It's barely possible without help. All right, so people are struggling with it down under as well. Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's check out another one.
When I moved to Germany, I was shocked that so many people here don't own their homes. Germany is actually the country in the European Union with the highest percentage of renters, way above the EU average. Here
I
are
just
some
heard.
reasons. Relatively strong rent controls mean landlords can't just charge whatever they want, and tenants can challenge unfair rent. Hidden costs of buying makes homeownership less attractive.
Hold up. Let's go back just a little bit. Yeah, the whole rent control thing, it literally does the opposite of what it says. It's like rent control. Yeah, like what? Controlling the rents to go higher? Because everywhere that they have rent control is usually the most expensive places. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. Like if you look in the US and Texas, they're building houses like crazy. Guess what happened? The prices are going down basically across the entire state. So that's pretty wild.
And unfair
Rent control.
Hidden costs of buying makes homeownership less attractive. And historical factors such as strong state investment in rental housing after World War II mean people are used to renting. But as rent prices go up in Germany, this could change soon.
All right, that one's interesting. DW Berlin Fresh. Hey, I've done a couple of their videos. Good channel. I like them. All right, this one says, many of us cannot afford a house in Germany. All right. Oh, this is old. How old is this? It's 2022. All right, I got a pretty old one in here. Sorry, you guys. Still, might be still relevant, though. It's so crazy that I can't rent a room for 400 euros in Freiburg, but in Miami, a room would be like 1,000 euros. I love it here. Okay. Because we can't afford it. Smiley face and love faces. That seems like a weird emoji to use there, but I'm not going to discount it. Rent is almost double the cost of a mortgage in Dublin. Okay. I live in Germany and I can't afford the crazy house prices. Bought an apartment in Antalya, Turkey instead, LMAO. All right, so she just decided to move out of the country. It will probably not Kahingi. It will probably not change because people can just not afford to own a house anymore. Okay, so seems like people are not liking the housing costs in Europe either, just as much they don't like it here in America. All right, let's check this one out.
How much is the cheapest apartment in central London? Well, let's find out. This is Park West in the West End.
I feel like this is still going to be expensive just because it's like in central London, but let's see.
Now, This is Park West in the West End, a mansion block home to 530 apartments. It's located 5 minutes from Hyde Park and Oxford Street. Stepping inside, you have a grand Art Deco entrance hall with a concierge and lifts leading to all floors.
Very clean.
Let's see what this apartment has to offer. Heading upstairs, the apartment leads us into a small entrance hall. And
oh wow, this looks nice.
A 247 square foot studio. So this is it for the overall living space. But there's a separate kitchen. And I know what you're wondering, where do you put the bed? Well, this is your answer. Through here you have a pull-down bed, and then to finish off the studio space, there's your bathroom with a walk-in shower and some separate hallway storage. This apartment is asking £295,000. For more information on this, check the description down below.
Okay, so apartment. I was thinking it was like a rental, but it's like an apartment that you buy. Hey, the bathroom looks nice. It looks like it's just been slightly remodeled. Your bedroom, though, that's pretty small in there. And it's got a Murphy bed. And that's what we call them when the bed comes out of the wall. Interesting. What do the comments say? 300K is cheap for central London. Okay, so this one looks like it's pretty cheap. All right, that's pretty cheap for central London. Way cheaper than I thought it'd be. Okay, so we've got some affordability going on in central London. You can buy whole houses for 300K. True. You can buy whole houses for 300K. I don't know if you can in Britain. Can you? Can you buy houses for 300K? I'm sure there's something out there. You can buy houses for 300K in the US. So this one, someone said 300K for a cupboard. Gosh. 295,000 for a room? I'm pretty sure that isn't the cheapest. Okay, this guy knows something we don't know. Can I Airbnb? I would assume not, and you're probably not even slightly interested in actually Airbnb in it. You're just commenting on a TikTok. Lived here for over a year in a studio flat. $1,600 a month, excluding utility bills. Noise was my biggest issue. You could hear everyone from outside, upstairs, downstairs, so it gets kind of loud when you're inside of an apartment. I'll be completely honest, I lived in one apartment my entire life when I was like 19, when I moved out and had a roommate, and it was fine. I wasn't in like a high rise though. We were on the top floor, so I didn't have anyone above me. It was pretty chill. Let's go to the next one. Let's check out this one.
Hi, I'm looking to rent a 2-bedroom flat in London, please.
Got one bed for $2,300 a month.
Let's have a look. What's that? Is the flat a bowl?
Do you want to live in it or not?
I don't think I can.
I'm afraid it's no longer available.
Right.
$2,200 a month.
For that?
No, for this. Do you want an egg?
Thanks. That flat looks great.
How much?
You said $2,200.
Yeah, that's the starting price.
I have to bid to rent.
I'm afraid it's no longer available.
What?
$2,100 a month.
Is that the flat, or are you just offering me a spoon?
No, I'm using the spoon to point at a flat, which is also a spoon.
I think I'll just have to live outside of London.
Yeah, you can get this for the same price, or this.
All my work's here, though.
You can just commute in using the famously cheap and effective UK trains.
Great joke.
Yo, that was great. I love that. What a unique video. That was hilarious. Okay, so she's giving off some vibes that the housing market may be a little hard to actually find a flat in, like even just to get someone. There's like bidding wars on them, I'm assuming. Let's see the comments. Commutes should be part of company expenses. The country is a complete toilet. If you're rich, you're fine. Kind of feel like that for most countries. What a great day to be permanently working from home and living in the countryside. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Work from home, live in the countryside. I don't really live in the countryside. I'm still in the city somewhat, but much different than like a major city like Los Angeles or something like that. It's like the government deliberately makes trains unreliable to keep London rents high. Okay, you guys brag so much about your trains and public transport, which I think are amazing just from what I've seen from the videos, but from what they said, and then also the comment here saying that they're down a lot. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like they're down and maybe not as cheap as they kind of like lead on to be. All right, let's keep going. Honestly, we deserve better. We do. The creator wrote back. Person who just arrived to UK without credit history or long-term British job, need to rent a studio in London, crying. Bidding on rental flat is absurd to me. Yeah, it seems kind of crazy that you have to like bid on it. That doesn't seem right. All right, let's check out a couple more.
This is how much rent really costs when you're living in London. Okay, so I live in a 2-bedroom duplex, but it's 2 bedrooms, but only 1 bed, if that makes sense. Just 2 floors. When I moved here, I thought I was getting a great deal, okay? I had no idea that they come out of the woodwork with you with these fees. So I pay $2,000 US flat for 2 floors, bedroom, upstairs, whatever. That's a lot of money. That's what I paid in LA. I had a balcony, everything. Okay. I have no dishwasher, no dryer. I've actually never even used my oven because I'm too scared it's going to cost me $4,000. I live outside of a primary school. Now, this particular primary school is basically like living across from an episode of The Walking Dead 24/7. With bills, because the bills come out of woodwork. I pay about $3,000 US a month. It is insane. People in London, in the United Kingdom, make half of the salary that they do in the United States. So my impression is people here don't save. Quite frankly, I run a startup. I literally can't save living here. I should move, but I'm too lazy. So I really don't understand the United Kingdom.
All right, that sounds pretty crazy. All right, I'm kind of getting a vibe coming out of London. I think we have a couple more in here. I want to get out of the UK. I want to see what some of the other countries look like. So, comment section though, what do we got going on? Where on earth are you getting a 2-bed in London for $2,000 a month? That's like $1,600. Either you're in a zone 4+ or you have an insane deal. What's a zone 4+? I don't know what that means. That's around $1,600 for rent, which is an amazing deal for 2-bed, 2-floor flat in London. This one says $1,000 in bills. I'm sorry, but if your rent is $2,000, how on earth is it $3,000 with bills? Your gas, electric, water, internet, council tax costs $1,000? I'm so confused. What are your fees for your flat? Maybe she has like a crazy deal on the flat and then like they add a bunch of fees. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think on that one.
We're discussing housing in our family in Germany often lately because our relatives bought houses. We have friends who bought houses, and everybody's discussing this like, yeah, we repair this, yeah, we fix that, and yeah, the handwerker, like how do you call it, handyman are like not good enough, and we need to do it all by ourselves. La la la. Obviously, in Germany there is this standard, like yeah, everything has to be like perfect, sturdy, has to be to some certain standard. When we were in Spain and looking at the houses also in Tenerife, and we were also talking to people there how they live, and some people were telling us a story like, yeah, we bought a house and then we were just seeing that there's something wrong and something is off with the wall, and then we hired a handyman and he found a hole like that in the wall. Because it's not cold in Canary, you can just leave a hole in the wall. If you live in Germany, you really need a good house, you really need a quality house, and you need to have enough money to heat the bloody house. And judging by the latest trends, it will be more and more expensive to heat the house, and then you need to earn more and more money and to work longer and not longer. So it's up to you to decide whether you want that or not, because once you build a house here, you're stuck, because it's also a big problem to sell a house at the moment. Costs for the loan in Germany is getting insanely high. Can you live in Germany and become richer than you are in the other country? Yes, you can. Will you be able to afford stuff? Yes, you will. But why would you need so much stuff to compensate how unhappy you are? Because you cannot make friends, because German society is pretty closed, and because the weather is so ugly you cannot go for a walk. Whether you will be able to afford a house here? Hell no. Most of the people whom I know, they are renting or they inherited at least the land from somebody, from relatives, yeah? If you're a newcomer, forget it. And if you will even be able to get a house and you will be able to get a loan, you will get yourself some, great and juicy salary in both in you and your wife, and you put your kids in the kindergarten for 10 hours a day. Congratulations, but then you still need to repair the house, you still need to heat the house, and it is so much money. So lately I've been just thinking, like, I don't need this awesome salaries here in Germany. I would rather have a better climate where I will not need to build an amazing sturdy house which I will need to heat with immense amounts of money. This is not my life goal. My life goal is to be mostly outside, to be in the nature, to spend time outside of the house, to spend time with friends, to be able to meet friends, to be able to walk outside and go for a run or something like that. Not to sit in the house and to try to warm yourself. Every time I come to some German house, I am just freezing, because no matter what you do, no matter how high you put the thermostat, it's always cold.
So it seems like she is just thinking about moving out of the country completely. Let's check out the comments here. I can barely afford rent for my 2-5-room apartment here in Germany. I don't know how people do it. The handyman quality in Germany, based on my experience, is not great, and they have bad attitude, expensive, and have to wait too long. So handyman, I'm assuming that's kind of like a handyman's a handyman. Like handyman for us is like you have a leaky faucet, like fixing that, like doing work, like replacing a hole in the wall or something. I guess a handyman could do that. Either a handyman or a contractor, but yeah. Since you have more options, you need to move a place where it is more comfortable. Yeah, I agree. Move to where you want to move. It seems like she wants to be somewhere that's a lot warmer and not so cold. So you're 100% right. Our last handiwork was done with a mistake and company doesn't want to take responsibility. The case will take 2 years in customer court. That sucks. Holy cow. Don't forget the taxes of owning the house and the insurances. I feel you there. Holy cow. Actually, our property taxes here in Tennessee aren't that bad. I think I pay about $1,500, $1,800 for the year. And insurance also it's not crazy. It's maybe like $100 a month or something like that. Really not that bad. All right, let's check out one more.
I've just found the most horrific studio flat in London for sale on Rightmove. Check this out, people. Now, this is in Marylebone. It's going for £2,000 a month. This is the outside. Wait for it. Because upon first glance, you're probably thinking, oh, it looks all right. You know, £2,000 a month. It's not too bad. But wait for it, because the bloody bed is there. And then when you put the bed down, it basically covers the whole bloody room. Now, how are these landlords charging £2,000 a month for this? Damn. This is absolutely bonkers. How is this legal? Now, you got your little kitchenette here. The bathroom is here. And the bed actually takes up the whole floor space. I genuinely cannot believe people actually pay to live here. Now, you've got a nice little terraced area. That's not too bad, to be fair. The bathroom is so small, and you can tell by the angle of the photo, this is very, very small. The estate agents are taking a bloody piss because they're saying a bright and well-presented studio apartment with a private southwest-facing terrace set on the first floor of a charming period conversion in the heart of Marylebone. Charming? Are you having a bloody laugh? This is a slum landlord if I've ever seen one. I'm just waiting for the people in the comments to be like, you know what, £2,000 a month, I would live there. If you pay £2,000 a month to live here, you are outright stupid. I'm sorry, this is absolutely insane. But obviously, let's just look at it. It's actually Marylebone. It's obviously a highly sought after and popular area. The sad thing is, the rental market is an absolute dire right now. Somebody will genuinely pay that and live like that.
All right, I wouldn't know if I would call that horrific, but it's very, very tight. It reminds me of like an apartment you would see in New York, like a really expensive, tiny studio apartment that they kind of look the same, where like the bed comes down. And I remember someone made a joke one time, someone that lived in New York, and said that, maybe it was Louis C.K. He said that he had to put his foot in the bathtub when he would sit on the toilet because it was so small that you couldn't fit your leg in front of you. You had to put your foot in the bathtub. Pretty crazy. All right, let's check out the comments. Is that even legal? I assume it is. That's actually cute. At least it has some, seems recently renovated and well lit. They seem to have taste in colors, which seems very rare in the UK house market. LOL. As an Italian who's renovated properties recently and put a lot of effort into making them look nice, this studio is the closest I've seen to good taste after apartment hunting in the UK, Newcastle, Durham, etc., and London. So this guy says that it's good, and then this guy says, trust me, that's not the worst I've seen. Okay, that's not the worst. Yeah, horrific, kind of a clickbait word for horrific, but yeah. I can't say that word. Marylebone has one of the highest rodent populations, and they love a terrace. I would be fine to live here, but for $2,000 a month, it's actually insanity. Yeah, it seems a little high just for how small it is. Like, I wouldn't mind if I was alone and single and like trying to make it and make money. I wouldn't mind living in a tiny place like that. I'm like the girl in one of the previous videos where like, I just want to be outside. So what just under 1 million euros gets you in Italy? Can we dream a little? I'm just going to dream for a second. Let's check this one out. Gorgeous. Oh, that's nice. All right, we gotta turn this music down. That's a little intense. This is crazy. I mean, for $1 million, it's honestly, I feel like this house would be like 3 million, 4 million here in the States. Look at those ceilings. That looks so cool. Badass. That's gorgeous. No shit. Let me see the view. That's what I want to see. Little guest bedroom. Oh, what? Look at that. That is stunning. My God. I was telling you, man, all these Italy houses. Italy, they are really trying to get people to move there, especially with like how cheap you can get houses for, and just building houses seems cheap. Yeah. All right, we'll stop there. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button on your way out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.